So this is the first time since you got back from Russia?
Yeah, my world tour.
Yeah, and
Yep. Putin says hi, by the way.
No, I was just before we start. Like last time, you did a video about it, and we had to pull it down just because people started reporting and
they were what on? What, that I was going to Russia?
No. When you expressed an opinion about that thing about Ukraine and whatnot. So just before we start,
what was my opinion? That got
no. Well, that's the silly thing. Like
I just said, the war was stupid.
Yeah. So what there's Russian people and there's Ukrainian people, and they're just doing their best. They're
exactly
just like if something happened with us in another country, you mightn't agree with what So we'll just leave all that aside. I'm just curious to know because we don't know a lot about Russia over here. We don't see much about it. I'm just interested. What was it like?
Great. It was great. I enjoyed it. The people were friendly. The food was great. It was cheap. Like I said, I was in Moscow, but then different gyms were a bit out of the place. But from, like you said, the videos I posted, you see how packed it was at the seminars, and the contest was packed. I think they had over 700 competitors, and the crowd was great there. I did a seminar there, but the gyms I went to were packed, and everyone was super friendly. I mean, like, couldn't have been treated nicer. And like I said, the food was great. So, yeah, I'd love to go back. And everyone I was there, people were like, were you scared to come here? I'm like, no, I don't believe the news all the time. So, but you wouldn't know there was a war going on down further from the place or anything. So, no, I don't. No, it was good. But as I said, people were friendly. So it's funny, some of the places you go, it's like I went into one store. There was a store near the gym I went to. If you look at this gym, Google Kometa Black. I think it's like Kometa Black. And this gym was probably one of the nicest gyms I've been in, and huge. They got a DJ section. They gave me a free membership there. And it's right. It was only like a block down from the hotel. I was in this shopping center, and there was this like military style shop there. So I was getting some really nice shirts and Kometa, I think. Yeah. Kometa Black Moscow. Now, if you look at the pictures of this gym, like this is where you walk in. That's the entrance when you walk in. I got photos of me walking in there. But then there's probably like 8 different rooms, and they're like all these neon lights. That's the cardio area, one of the cardio areas. And then you got the gym area. It's like in red. That's where you got to scan in with your fingerprint and your blood sample and eye color and that sort of stuff. But yeah, like every room's different.
Oh,
I didn't go in there.
Yeah. What's the hole there for?
Hey, that's where you dispose of your needles.
All open.
Yeah, all open. Yeah, beautiful.
It's like the Russian sauna rooms.
Yeah.
They've got like different rooms for. They got even got like a. I said like. When you see the rooms, like the whole weight room is in red where the free weights and machines are. Then there's like another circuit area where it's like,
And look, I know that there'd be parts of Russia that would be dirt poor and.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is. That's what people said too to me. They're like, well, the further out you go, it's not the same. I'm like, well, that's the same in any country. You can come to Sydney, in the city, everything's like, oh wow. You go further out in the country here, and it gets shittier and shittier, and people get poorer. Or India or America, the further out you go into the little country towns, and not as. Yes, I was like, well, you only saw that. It's like, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't go to every fucking town in Russia to check on the economy.
So if you had to choose tomorrow a place to live, weather aside, Moscow or California?
Moscow.
Right, what
like I said, you weren't even looking over your shoulder there. It's like the streets were clean. You see a lot of police presence around and stuff like that. And like I said, people were super friendly and everyone was nice. And yeah, it was very, I'd prefer there because you go to USA or somewhere like that, you'll be looking over your shoulder from the crime rate and shit going on there. But like I said, sometimes we always talk about, Russia has these laws or China has these laws, but sometimes having a few stricter rules and laws isn't a bad thing. Sometimes to keep the dickheads in certain elements of society under wraps. Well, yeah, what it'd be like saying, would you rather go to jail here or Russia? It's like jail here's like, well, we get food, we get this, we get that, we can watch TV. It's like you watch some of those shows about Russian prisons. It's like if you went once, I don't think you'd be wanting to go back. So, so I think some of their rules aren't too bad.
And I guess back to the California and Moscow comparison. The homelessness, even that, like, so you get more homelessness. I'd imagine the price in food would be
it's super cheap
compared to California.
Super cheap food, and then it was like actually you could taste the food because I don't think they're really into all that bioengineering. How they, Australia, America, and everyone.
So
chemically,
you could taste the food.
Tasted like real food.
Food was better.
Like when you're younger and you'd grow food at home, it actually tasted like it.
Well, for people that are...
And like I said, and cheap too. Like even their steaks and like anything was cheap. The eggs were like nice and orange and not pale yellow. And, it was like when you were growing up and you went to a farm and you had the real food off the farm. Tasted like that. Whereas, like I said, a lot of our food looks like a tomato, but it doesn't taste like a tomato.
And for any Russians that watch this, I'd be interested to put it, if you guys can put in the comments what your take is as well, because even just on that food alone, like imagine if over there they're actually protecting their people from these big companies that are
from Big Pharma and all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
that are
the Bill Gates of the world.
And this one's for the Americans and people that are supporting other things and whatnot. That imagine if your government is protecting you from big companies that are trying to make more profit off you by giving you shitter food.
The Americans not like that, is it? America supports Big Pharma and it doesn't care about the people. It's like they want to drug you up more and give you shittier food that gives you problems because, you've eaten that food and it's given you a problem. Oh, you better go see your doctor now and get this medication.
And what about the state of the average Muscovite as far as
from what I saw in that, I'm not sure what the wages were.
No, but what about
health-wise? I think they got a good health system over there, really good.
No, but say you've been to many cities in America. There'd be
the
places
hospitals there you wouldn't even be looked at.
No, but the people and it's bad over here now with obesity and
that's one thing I didn't really notice from when I was in Moscow and I went to the other places outside of Moscow, different areas. I could see heavy set people, that's like heavy set.
Yeah.
But I didn't really see like obese, like, what we see around here all the time. You see someone on a motorized scooter that looks like an elephant riding a scooter. But like I said, I saw a few heavy set people, but nothing like really where you'd be like, oh my God, that's just obese. So.
Yeah.
So I think they're a lot fitter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all the politics aside.
So even if they had how China, they say sometimes bans different things on the internet or this and that, well, maybe that's a good thing because then if you can't get on the internet, you go outside and do some fucking exercise rather than just become a zombie in front of the computer. Oh, we can't get this over here. We can't get Instagram. Oh, what a shame. You have to go outside and play. Good luck. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah. So anyway, look,
I think like America, Australia, we're all just turning into chemical zombies of all types where we're just brain dead and that sort of thing. So, the conversations I had with people over there, they were interesting people to talk to. I got a lot of hate on my Instagram saying I was supporting the war and I was encouraging soldiers. By me being there was giving soldiers, that pep to go kill more Ukrainians, I was told.
And also... one thing I would consider when people are getting angry over this is you've got to think there's a fair few Russians that are prepared to fight for their thing, and this guy went over there and was interviewing Russian people, and the first thing they said was if they said anything to say to Americans, they were more or less saying, come over here, come and live, because they think, certain things like the LGBTQ things that we do over here and
Well, I asked someone about that. I said, I don't see many of because, Pride Month was coming up. They said, no, we don't. They said, we know we've got gay people and that, but it's like, they said that's kept private. What you do in your bedroom's kept private. It's not like if you're gay, who cares? It's like, we don't have to go shout it from a rooftop, I'm gay, whatever type thing. So they said we've got gay people, we don't care, but we just don't put up with all that crap where it's like forced down your throat, Pride Month, or you got to put, like I said, even when I was in Newcastle, the shops that had the Aboriginal flag, the Torres Island flag, the gay flag, the trans flag, and the shops in the shopping says all welcome to shop here. I'm like, I used to go shopping with my dad for 20, 30 years when I was a young kid. My dad never got turned away from a store for being gay. It's like, how would they know you're gay? It's like, unless you're going in like, ooh, all flamboyant. Oh, wait a minute. I suspect you could be gay.
Yeah, let's bash
allowed
him.
To shop here. It's like, I'm like, how fucking dumb. And then someone commented on it too. Oh, well, it's good to let them know so they feel welcome. Now I'm thinking, when does a gay person never feel welcome at a fucking store? I'm like, how ridiculous. And then someone did bring up the two where you get bashed and cured. I'm like, generally, if you got bashed or killed, probably because you're a dickhead or acting like a fool. It's not because you're gay. Yes, there were gay bashings. There's been heaps of bashings. Redheads have been fucking bashed for being a ranger. People get bashed for all types of reasons, looking certain ways. So, but your sexuality, unless you were flaunting it, who would fucking know? Unless you asked a straight guy to suck his dick and he beat you, then it's like.
Oh, we've all been there before.
Always picked on the wrong one. No, sorry, I got the wrong vibe. I thought you bought me a drink, man.
Why do you think I got the black eye?
I know.
No, but and for people, you can speak on authority with this because of your father. But
and even my cousin who was transsexual, I used to go with him places. He never got turned away. That's why I just find it funny. It's more like virtual signaling. It's like, well, where's the straight flag? Am I allowed to come shopping here?
No, but also people that don't understand Newcastle and where Lee grew up was not like, would be like a redneck equivalent area.
Like the BHP mining type.
In America. So it wasn't a very progressive area in the 80s.
It was all my stepfather was a coal miner. It's all like industrial.
So
like blue collar type stuff.
So it's if you're,
like I said, he never got turned away. We used to go to the movies. We used to go to restaurants, and no one said, "Oh, your son can come in, but you're a fag. You have to wait outside." How do you know I'm a fag? I can tell. My gaydar's on high today. You're not just two mates. You're lovers. I know it.
Yeah. But also the other thing, and when Spanian went to Europe, and one thing he commented in certain countries, they never flew their own flag. And you look now, like France is having riots. There's all these like unrest in all these Western democracies that are fighting against Russia.
What I hate is too, when we talk about flags, it's like even when you see them burning the Australian flag here, or the American flag, to me it's like, they'll be like, oh, we want freedom of speech, we want this, we want that. But it's like, you're burning the flag that's giving you that freedom of speech. It's like, it's got nothing to do with whatever. Like, you can have your cause. But to me, I watched the show, and I could have been Patrick Bet-David, and they're showing countries where you actually do 18 months or 2 years in jail if you burn the flag. I think that's how it should be. Yeah. If you're burning your country, look, what gets me is, though, they burned the Australian flag. I bet if on any given day, if I burnt the Aboriginal flag, that'd be a hate crime.
Yeah.
If you burn the pride flag, that'd be a hate crime. That guy who did a burnout in his truck on the crosswalk in America, that was a painted gay, he got like a hate thing and got arrested for that. So why is it they can burn the country flag that gives them all the freedoms and opportunities they have, but yet if we burn their flag, it's a hate crime? So
yeah, and this will be the last thing I'll just say, so people don't get upset and whatnot.
You love cock.
No, but you think, say if in 2019 I said to you there'd be a girls' soccer team with 5 or 6 biological men playing against girls, you would think back then, it would never be allowed, and you'd think that was...
Well, it shouldn't be allowed.
Well, whatever you believe.
That's what I believe, Sam. It shouldn't be allowed.
Okay, whatever you believe.
Because they're men.
I think that a lot of Russian people don't like that, and then I think they believe that maybe that's coming through, and they're trying to bring, that was the impression.
Downfall of society.
That was the impression I got, that I believe that not all. I'm generalizing, but some of the Russian people are fighting against. So,
I think they just like to keep their, family values and stuff like that. Not saying that gay people don't have family values, but I'm talking about the extreme ones in anything. Because, like I said, my father, been in his partner 40 years, and he doesn't like all that shit the gay pride goes on with and stuff like that. Even he's been with his partner 40 years. He wasn't all into the gay marriage thing. He's like, well, I don't need to be married to prove that, I'm with my partner that I've been with all this time. So I think a lot of them are just, like I said, when you watch some of the stuff, it's just like I said, you watch some of the parades, the way they carry on, it's so sexualized, wearing chaps, and some of them are walking around naked. It's like, if we did that, we'd be arrested for indecent exposure. You go to the carols by candlelight and just say, I'm going to go naked. I love Christmas. It's going to be a white Christmas. And you just start, but it's like, you wouldn't be allowed to, but yet it's given on there. Yeah, it's okay. That's what they do. It's like weird. But no, I had a good time over there. So I say everyone should go to Russia and have a good time. And like I said, and who knows, there's probably some Russians that don't like Russia, but it's like, shit, we've got Australians that go, I hate Australia. So it's like, you're not going to make everyone happy. So there'll be people that say they love it, then there'll be people that don't like it. But everyone I met liked it there, and it was really nice. I was doing a podcast somewhere that was like 40 minutes out of Moscow, some nice little town. Went to a restaurant there. It was really good food. Then we just went to a park, and a lot of the parks have exercise equipment.
Yep.
Like, the outdoor stuff you'd see. So, stuff we don't have here. We have Bondi has a bit, don't they?
Yeah.
Some of those body weight machines you can sit on.
Yeah.
But a lot of the places in Russia had that in all the parks and that. So, and I think too, I'm not sure if someone told me, like physical education at schools and that, and some schools actually teach them boxing and stuff like that. So I think they're a bit more into health and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we'll leave it at that. Just everyone don't get angry. Just
get angry. I don't care.
All right.